What's up, everyone? You are watching AHD Toys. I just want to tell you, it's morphin' time.
What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with AHD Toys, and welcome back to another video. So, now I know it's been quite a long time since my last video review. I believe it was the Omega Rangers, the Amazon exclusive pack that came out last year. As far as I am aware, and most of you are aware, Hasbro is no longer making the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. It went on hiatus until further notice, and then recently, if you guys have been following like all the social medias, it's been pretty big news as of lately in the Power Rangers community that Hasbro has given all the toy rights to Playmates to make future action figures, role play items, Zords, etc., etc. And Hasbro is just basically going to focus on the media side of it: television, comics, shoes, apparel, like everything that's basically not toy related. They're going to be taken care of, while as of right now Playmates is taking care of like the action figure aspects of it. Whether that means they're going to take over the Lightning collection, or if they're going to make their own version of collector friendly toys, only time will tell. As of right now, Playmates is only going to focus on like kid-oriented MMPR toys, which makes sense because MMPR sells. I don't know why they're gearing it towards kids though, with no television series to actually promote MMPR. I don't know what kids are going to want MMPR. If you ask my kids what their version of Power Rangers is, it's far from MMPR. I think my daughter likes Dino Charge and my son likes Beast Morphers. Like, they just grew up in different time frames, so I don't understand the whole kid aspects of it. But it's their business decision. It's MMPR. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of adult collectors still buying it either way. But anyways, this has been rambling on. It's been a minute since I've been able to talk to you guys. Here we have the Valaverse cross Bat in the Sun crossover. Legend of the White Dragon is Jason David Frank's last film that hasn't even been released yet, to be quite honest. And at this point, I don't actually know if it's ever going to be released. They started this campaign back in 2019. The fundraiser failed. They tried again in 2020 and it met its goal in like 5 days, which was crazy. They finally released a trailer in like 2023 saying that this movie would be released first quarter of 2024, which first quarter is basically over now. Where's Legend of the White Dragon? But Bat in the Sun nevertheless reached out to Valaverse to do a crossover work. This is their take on their White Dragon line. You have the White Dragon, and I believe Dragon Prime is who this is, Aaron and JDF respectively. I have no idea what this movie is about, to be quite honest. I haven't really been following it. This is my very first Valaverse figure in general. So yeah, here you have White Dragon, Dragon Prime. I don't know why he's called White Dragon when his suit is clearly gray. But who knows? You have the figures themselves, the head sculpts, the hands, the gauntlets, and then you have the stand. So enough of this. This thing has been going on, or this intro has been going on way too long. Let's go ahead and crack this guy open and see how cool he actually is. All right, and here you have the figures out of packaging, and well, as always, let's go ahead and set these guys back to the side and take a look at all the accessories, because for a 2-pack, it does come with quite a few. So obviously, first and foremost, you have their 2 fisted hands on them out of packaging. Then they both come with the exact same set of hands. It looks like, so I'll just go through one set. It does have this kind of like posing open grasping hand. They don't really look like they would hold on to anything, but more of a posing hand. And that you have 2 karate chop hands as far as accessories goes. And as mentioned, the other 2 come with the exact same set. So just reverse that in the different color scheme. Then you have these gauntlets right here that don't have the blade retracted. So if you don't want him with the blade popping out, or him, they both come with like non-bladed gauntlets right there. And then they come with their respective stands. White Dragon. They both say White Dragon. I don't think it says... Yeah, it just says Legend of the White Dragon. So one is blue, one is red. Obviously, these probably go to each other. And then you have their helmet sculpt, which I'll go ahead pop this off. They're exactly the same as far as sculpting go. It's just different colors is what it looks like. And mine have done very well on the paint, actually. This is my first Valaverse figure, as mentioned in the review. And so far, I am not disappointed. I've heard a lot of bad things in the groups about Valaverse. Getting these figures in hand so far, I don't know why they get such a bad rap, but so far, this is very nicely done. Then you have the JDF head sculpt, which, as far as like from the screenshots I've seen of like him from this movie, this looks fairly accurate to how he looks. So very impressed there. And then just go ahead and pop that on if you guys want to see what he looks like without his helmet sculpt. So there we go. And then as far as Dragon Prime goes, here is the Aaron's head sculpt. I don't know his name in the movie. That Aaron is his real life name. JDF, I believe, is, oh my God. You know what? Eric Reed. That's his name. Eric Reed in the movie. So as far as Aaron head sculpts go, this looks pretty darn good. Hair texture is a little okay. Not the best as far as like texturing goes, but overall not bad. And oh, it does look like the shields are removable, if that's what you guys were wondering. It just looks like it pegs into there. So just put that back in. And then if you want to see him without the helmet sculpt, there he goes. Pretty cool looking figures. Very nice, I gotta say. They're basically the exact same sculpt of each other. They are just inverse, or not inverse colors. They're just different colors as far as theming goes. But there you guys have it. Those are the accessories. Let's go ahead and move on to details of the figure. So as far as figures details go, let's go ahead and start with the White Dragon JDF Eric Reed himself. You have very, very minimal paint apps going on here. So it's hard to go into details, but the sculpting on this figure looks phenomenal. I'm looking at screenshots over here on my screen to the right, and it looks fairly accurate. Some screenshot shows these little bumps right here as black, but others show it as silver. But still, it shouldn't be matching the same silver as this. I honestly don't know how they would have done it either way, but overall, I do love the gold that they went with for the shields and the gold parts themselves. They look really good. This is the gold I wish Hasbro would have done on like the other, like on all the golds that they only did on some Rangers, and then some they got like a yellowish gold. But this one is the one they should really deal with as far as like paint apps go. As you can guys see, like it is very bare minimal. You have the lightish gray plastic that the figure is made of it itself. Then you have certain areas where it's like a bright silver, shiny metallic silver, like there and there. And that you have obviously the gold for the shields and the accents. Overall, you have a little bit of the black going on right here, a little bit of white going on right there and there. But overall, very basic figure as far as paint apps goes, but overall very nicely done. I mean, as you guys are probably well aware, this is a fan-made film. The details on the suits themselves, looking at the picture, aren't that detailed. This is very, very accurate to how it is. Then looking at Dragon Prime, yeah, same thing. Very minimal on the paint apps. This guy, I think, technically has even less as far as paint goes, because with this one you have the plastic of the light gray, you have the shiny silver metallic, then you have the gold, then you have a little bit of black, then you have a little bit of white. This one just seems to be mostly black with the gunmetal gray accents and red here and there. So just really one less color scheme over this one, but overall still a solid looking figure if you ask me. Pinless joints on both the elbows and the knees. Sculpting, once again, they're the exact same figures, just different color schemes. Overall, that's how most Power Ranger toys are, right? Even though technically this isn't Power Rangers, but you guys get the gist. Overall, very solid in terms of details. The one minor thing I do have to complain about is that I don't like this gap right here. Like, it's weird. Like I do like it better technically than like the normal ab crunch that the Power Rangers come with as far as like range of motion goes, I guess. But like I don't like this gap that it leaves. Same thing with this one. It leaves like a weird gap, which you guys will see more once I get into like comparisons of like other Ranger figures. But overall, yeah, the blades on like the gauntlets, it's one long molded plastic piece, which really is nice. It does look like this whole piece is originally translucent blue and translucent red respectively, just painted in the color scheme, which they've done. I think they pulled off very nicely. And then it's a little bit lighter right here, which makes it look exactly like a glowing effect would, which I really, really like. I don't know if that was done on purpose or not, but it looks really good. Same thing with the red version. But yeah, these are some really nice looking figures. Don't know why people complain about Valiverse. They are a bit on the pricey side. It does. I think this set before the Black Friday sale, if you didn't catch it on the Black Friday sale, which I did not, I ordered these as soon as they went up on pre-order, and I think they were like almost $70 after shipping, which is very, very expensive for two figures. And I don't know if I could have justified that. I think the Black Friday sale knocked it off about $10 or $15, which I think is a more respectable price for two figures. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe they are still in stock. So probably just maybe hold off for the next sale, which from what I hear, Valiverse do put their figures on sale very randomly if they don't sell. Obviously, he is a much smaller company. I think it's a one-man run company. So it's more or less very, very small. They are not on the level of Hasbro, if I'm not mistaken. I think he does everything out of like a small warehouse. But overall, solid looking figures. So let's just go ahead and jump into articulation. Okay, jumping into articulation, since they are the exact same figure, I'm just going to go ahead and choose one to handle. For the head sculpt, he can look up about that far, down about that far, a little bit more if you kind of move the neck, but his chin being so big does kind of like restrict a little bit of movement, but he looks down plenty. Lots of side to side, full 360. You have your shoulders that'll go up about that far. Shield does prevent it from going up a little bit further. You have butterfly joints that'll go back about that far, forward about that far. Does swivel inside the shoulder joint itself, so that's a nice little touch. Then will rotate at the upper bicep. Double jointed pinless elbows will go about that far. You have wrist hinges that'll go left and right. Full 360. The karate chop hands do have an up and down hinge instead of the left to right hinge. As far as upper ab goes, that's about as much movement as you're going to get. That is about the combined movement of both the lower ab and the upper ab crunch. Once again, not as far of articulation range as terms of a normal ab crunch from Hasbro, but he does get like a much lower twist motion in both different directions. You do have drop down hips that'll go that far to allow him to do the full set of splits. Kick forward very, very far. Kick backwards before going out to the side about that far, so not too far on the backwards moment. You have upper thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees, full range of motion, boot cuff swivel, and then you have your ankle rockers, which there you go back about that far. Mine are very, very stiff. Doesn't go forward very far on mine, at least. It's about as far forward as it goes, and move side to side. Then you have peg holes at the bottom. So yeah, overall, same, if not a little bit more than the standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure from Hasbro. So yeah, guys, that is for articulation. Let's go ahead and jump into size comparisons. Okay, so first and foremost, as far as size comparison goes, here he is next to a Hasbro White Ranger figure. I don't have the original White Ranger figure on me per se. He is kind of like shoved into the back of my display, so I can't really reach him fully as of just right now. But as you can see, even though it's technically a 6-inch scale figure, it does stand slightly taller than the Hasbro figures. That's with the helmet on. If you want to see it with the civilian head, there you go. He is still just a tad bit taller. And if you guys want to see a head swap, see if that's even possible, you can go ahead and put the Eric Reed on a White Ranger body, which fits very, very well. And then you could have a Tommy head sculpt, which this one does not fit because of the long hair. There we go. There we go. Which that doesn't look as great, but the Tommy White Ranger head has always been a little bit thinner than it should be. This one does seem a tad bit bigger, but overall not as unproportionate as like a Hasbro on a Valiverse. So if you guys wanted to do this type of display, that works too. And then just in case anybody wanted to see it, here he is with the White Dragon helmet on the White Ranger body figure. That it goes on just fine, but it looks a little weird. But yeah, in case anybody wanted to see that. Okay, last but not least, I think I'll just go ahead and compare him to all the current Ranger figure forms of Tommy. Here you have him next to the White Ranger, Dino Thunder Black, Zeo Red, MMPR Green, MMPR White, Lord Draken, the regular one, and then you have him next to a turbo suit with the Tommy head sculpt. So yeah, Tommy or JDF has had a lot of suit variations over the years. Obviously, this one being a fan film, not canon to the Power Rangers lore. But let's be real, that I think Valorverse and Bat in the Sun are hoping people will just buy it because of Tommy. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a great set to have in your collection. As far as having like a JDF set of figures goes, he doesn't have very many figures outside of Power Rangers, obviously, because he hasn't been in many. I think there was an MMA figure of him, or maybe that was a custom. I'm not 100% sure on what that was, but either way, I think this is my very first figure outside of like the Power Rangers lore that I have of JDF, and it's pretty sad to see that we won't be seeing any different iterations of Jason David Frank coming, obviously, due to his passing a couple years ago. But anyways, this is great to have his final suited form in action figure form. And yeah, I will leave links down below on where to get them. Guys, once again, I am sorry for the lack of uploads. This is mainly a Power Rangers channel, obviously, and with no Power Ranger figures out, it's hard for me to do any other reviews. All the other reviews that I do, you guys don't tend to watch anyways, so like that actually hurts my algorithm more than anything. I have been contemplating getting into WWE reviews because that is probably my second most passionate collecting items in terms of like collecting. I have just as many, if not more, WWE figures than I do Ranger figures. So if that's something you guys would like to see, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to wait till 2025 when Playmate starts releasing their figures for me to review. But once again, guys, this is a very long-winded video. A lot of catching up I want to catch you guys up on. A lot of like, two-pack reviews obviously tend to like drag on a little bit, especially when you have a lot of comparisons towards the end. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for watching. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, later.